Welcome to the Wake Up and Be Wealthy show. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm guessing you are listening to this episode when you need just a little pick me up, when you need a little motivation. And there is nothing wrong with needing or wanting just that little bit of pick me up. That's why we go and get Starbucks. That's why we go and do our makeup or talk to a friend. And really, you doing pick me ups, especially wealthy pick me ups, is the ultimate form of self-care. And I'm so proud that you're already doing them. We want to do more and more of them, especially the wealthy pick-me-ups. So that is really things that are going to serve your wealthiest self. So ask yourself when you're doing a pick-me-up, is this more of just like a temporary Band-Aid? Or is this really like propelling me forward towards my wealthiest self? And don't get me wrong, sometimes your wealthiest self needs like a little shopping trip or needs a Starbucks. So there's nothing wrong with anything. We just always want to make sure that we're in alignment with you and most importantly, your wealthiest self. So with that being said, today's episode is sponsored by my dear friend Sue. She's got a fundraising option for you that literally sounds so good. It's an easy way to fundraise for your organization. They have a platform. Every donation not only helps raise thousands, but also rewards the donors with digital savings. And also who is like raising the money, they can also earn money for themselves. So it's like a win, 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 win. So she's got this solution for you. There's no packets, no volunteers. You can raise thousands of dollars. And it's easy to set up and no group is too small. So I'll make sure I link her contact information so you can get a hold of Sue. And she is such a sweet, sweet, sweet soul. So if you are fundraising for a sports team or your nonprofit organization, coming from the nonprofit world, I always looked for opportunities. So this could be a really great way to digitally fundraise. So contact Sue. All right, so let's get into your quick wealthy pick-me-up for some motivation. The fear that you're feeling is truly there because you're afraid of the next step. And it's not even that you're afraid of the next step, you're afraid of the unknown. Our brain loves predictability. Our brain loves comfort. Our brain loves to know that the next step absolutely is going to guarantee fill in the blank. And so this is why you revert back to things that you already know how to do or that you've done because your brain knows the outcome typically for things like that. And equally, when we're out of alignment for what we desire, this is where things can get frustrating. So what I want you to do is I want you to take the tiniest step today. So that way the fear doesn't feel too big, too scary. And then I want you to take a next step. And then I want you to take the next step. And then I want you to take the next step. And before long, you won't have fear, right? Like when you're used to doing something, like for me, I have recorded close to over 500 episodes for our podcast. I don't really need to think too hard about it. I'm not fearful. I can remember the first time I did a Facebook Live or I was on a stage. I remember those feelings, right? But now I don't have them because my brain knows, oh, we're cool. We've got this. So the steps that you take are how the fear will eventually fade and go away because then it will anchor it into your brain that like, we're good. We've got this and it feels good and we're getting towards our goals. Like we do want to get towards our goals. And then the fear is what pulls us back, that keeps us stuck, that has us go in circles and circles and circles. So the best thing that you can do today is take just one teeny tiny step. If you want to take a few teeny tiny steps, you can do that, but no step is too small and will actually help you get there so much faster. So pick one goal, pick 3 teeny tiny steps, and then go do them and see how you feel. And then ask yourself again, okay, what are another 3 steps? And then what are another 3 steps? And again, it will feel so basic, but that's what we want. Because when things feel so basic for your brain's gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. Like she's not trying to take over the world, even though we really are, right? So we've got to get your brain on board. And this is how I know to really do it and do it with ease, flow, and fun. And let that fear just fade in the background and you go live your best life. So make a move. Make a move. What would wealthy you do? What would wealthy you do? And then go do that thing. And if you feel the fear of going and doing that thing, then say, okay, I want to go do that thing, but I'm feeling fearful. What's a teeny tiny step towards that thing? And then go do that thing. Do not let fear stop you for you becoming your wealthiest self. Because when you become your wealthiest self, your whole life will become wealthy. You will be so happy and you'll be living your best life and you know exactly how to do it. And it's this step by step by step by step. It's not fancy. It's super basic. It never goes out of style and anyone can do it. So if you are not where you want to be, this is all that you need to do. And when you do enough of the teeny tiny steps, it literally becomes your reality. That basic. But a lot of people are not convinced that it's this. But are we doing this? Can you prove to me that it's not this, right? Do you have enough evidence? Can you literally list on a piece of paper 1,000 steps that you've taken? And if we haven't, then start here. And then prove to yourself like, oh, wow, it is the basics. She was right. It can be this easy. Huh, right? So before you catch yourself saying like, oh, it can't be that. Well, maybe it could, right? Like maybe it could be so basic and it could happen so fast. And the only way to find out, right, is to make a move. So make a move. All right. I love you.